Having used Mears Connect myself on multiple trips, I want to take you through a full comprehensive guide on logistics and in real time at the airport, walkthrough from start to finish. Let's see if using Mears Connect is right for you on your next Walt Disney World Resort vacation. So let's start with logistics. Mears Connect is the bus shuttle service that can take you from the MCO airport in Orlando to any of the Walt Disney World Resort hotels on property. It can also take you to the following off-site resorts in the Disney Springs area: Doubletree Suites by Hilton Orlando, Disney Springs; Drury Plaza Hotel, Disney Springs; Gaylord Palms Resort and Convention Center; Hilton Orlando Buena Vista Palace, Disney Springs; Hilton Orlando Lake Buena Vista, Disney Springs; Holiday Inn Orlando, Disney Springs; Orlando World Center Marriott; Renaissance Orlando Resort and Spa; Shades of Green at Walt Disney World Resort; Walt Disney World Dolphin; Walt Disney World Swan; Walt Disney World Swan Reserve; and Wyndham Lake Buena Vista, Disney Springs. Make sure to follow them on social media because they do often run specials throughout the year. Mears Connect has two different tier services: the standard service and the express service. The standard service can be booked in three different ways. It can be booked one way from the MCO airport to the resort, from the resort back to the MCO airport, or it can be booked round trip. When booking a round trip or a one-way trip from your resort back to the MCO airport, know that your pickup time is going to be 3 hours before your flight. So if you have like a later flight and you plan on going back to the parks on your departure day or doing other things, know that you need to like time it out for you to be able to be back to your resort in time for you to catch that bus 3 hours before your flight. At the time of filming, for an adult, the cost for a one-way trip is going to cost you $17.60. For children ages 3 to 9, the cost is going to be $14.30. For a round trip for an adult 10 years or older, the cost is going to be $33.60. For children ages 3 to 9, that is going to be $27.30. Again, all of that is with taxes included. When using the standard service from Mears Connect, as a reminder, you will be put on a charter bus with multiple families, and sometimes it can take up to an hour or an hour and a half to actually get to your resort. Whenever you are on the shuttle bus, you do have multiple stops at multiple resorts, and it may take a little longer for you to actually get to your resort. So just make sure if you do use Mears Connect that you do not book something and you give yourself enough time to get from the airport to your resort, get settled, and then get to where you need to be. Also though, if you do have younger children, you do not need a car seat whenever you use Mears Connect and the shuttle service. The second service that they have is called the Express Shuttle. Now this is going to be more like a minivan, and this can only be booked round trip. Up to 4 people with taxes and everything, the total cost is going to be $250. You can add another person, and for each person, no matter the age, the cost is going to be $55 plus tax. Things to note with the express service: you may still be on a bus with other guests. This is not a private service. The difference with this is once you get to the airport, you get checked in, you are put on that shuttle bus, and then you are headed directly to that one Disney resort. So there are not multiple stops. And from the airport to about the surrounding area is about a 20-25 minute drive, depending on traffic. Last thing with the logistics, if you do decide to book Mears Connect, you do need to know your flight and your flight number whenever you go in to reserve and pay for your spots. Also, you need to know roughly about how many bags you're going to have per person in your party. It just so happens that I am about to leave from my upcoming trip, so let's go to the airport and do a full in real-time walkthrough of what it's like once you arrive and then head to your Disney resort. Officially landed in Orlando. First step is to get on the basically monorail, if you will, and head over to baggage claim. Now these will run consistently throughout the day, so there is no need to rush. If you miss one, one will be right behind it. I do like to try and get into the door that's like all the way at the front, because whenever it lets out, I'm one of the first ones, like at the beginning of the pack, to be able to get off of the monorail, if you will. is all the way back there. So get on that first one, like all the way towards the end. So before we go any further, 24 hours before your flight, before you actually arrive in Orlando, you will receive an email from Mears and it will give you your boarding pass. Whenever you land in Orlando, like right before you land, if your plane is on time, you'll also receive a text. Within that text is going to be the link to your boarding pass for you to be able to scan the QR code to be able to get on Mears Connect. So that is how you're going to get like your pass whenever it's time for you to sign in. Once you get off your plane, once you go get your baggage, there is no time limit, like immediate time limit for you to get down there and to go and grab the bus. So just know that, especially if you're like waiting for other family members to come in or anything like that. If your flight happens to be delayed by a day or two, your QR code, your boarding pass is good for up to 48 hours after your initial like reservation that you made. So just in case, you know, things don't go according to plan, know that your Mears Connect is good to go for at least 48 hours. Within the email with the QR code all the way at the bottom are going to be the instructions in writing of what to do whenever you get to the airport. So I'm just going to take you through like in real time and then like show you the places, because I'm a see it kind of girl. Reading it, you know, I got to see it to know what I'm doing. So let's go through it. When you arrive at the Amsoa Airport and you get off of the tram to bring you to baggage claim, you're going to be brought to the terminals. There's Terminal A, Terminal B, and Terminal C. Depending on the airlines is going to depend on what terminal you come in. I am usually always flying Southwest, so my terminal to go get my bags is A. So whenever I get off of the shuttle that brought me from where I landed at over here, I know that I have to go to Terminal A and go get my bags. From there, I have to come back up the escalators and go over to Terminal B and go to the lower level, and that is where I'm going to get my Mears Connect. If you are going in Terminal C, all you have to do is go get your baggage claim, go down one level, and then look for the signs for Mears Connect for Terminal C. But I'm going to take you through here what it looks like whenever you're dropped off at Terminal A and Terminal B. So let's do this. Terminal A. So now I just like to find the escalators. You can also do the elevators if you would like, which are right on the other side of the escalators. We're going to go down one level and go collect our bags. So as you're trying to find your belt, they will be listed in writing by the numbers, but also listen because they will be announcing what flights are coming out at what belt as well. So let's go get our bags. Got our bags. Now we gotta head back up one level to where we came from and head all the way over to side B. So let's go. I decided to take the elevator. Once I picked up my bags, I just went to the closest elevator to me and then went back up one level. I had to make my way back to where I started from, and then from there is whenever I headed back over to side B. There's the escalators that we just took down to go get our bags. But now we are going to go back out here and walk all the way across to side B. Hello Donald, hello Mickey, hello Minnie, hey Goofy, bye guys! As soon as you come out, everything is going to be right here on the sign. If you feel like you're a little lost, you're going to take a left, you're going to go all the way down. And I mean all the way to the end where it says Mears Connect. Keep going. We're almost there. Find this out of breath just for catching Mears Connect. What's that say for me in the parks? Ooh. You are thinking first that you are going to use rideshare, and whenever you get here, either the prices are just astronomical or it's going to take forever to be able to even get a ride, you can actually reserve a spot here on the spot for Mears Connect. So know that you have that option. So whenever you come down here, you can either scan this QR code, which is on the screen, and depending on how soon you want the ride, it may cut you off as far as like ordering it through like your phone or on a website. So if it does that, then there is an actual kiosk that you can walk to and do it that way to be able to book your ride, get on a bus, and then be on your merry way. So if you are needing to book a ride on the spot and you cannot do it like on your phone, then go to the left and then you can purchase your tickets here. So you can do everything that you need to right here on the spot. When choosing to use Mears Connect, know that the resorts are grouped together and you could possibly make more than one stop before you actually get to your resort. So you do want to make sure that you give yourself at least an hour to an hour and a half before you have to be anywhere, if you have a dining reservation or anything like that. All right, so I had my QR code scanned. We are now in the line where we are supposed to catch our bus. Let's time it to see exactly how long it takes us to get on the bus and then how long it takes us to get to our resort. Get all the way back here. If by chance you get back here, you missed the bathroom, they do have a bathroom back here for you to be able to use. Normally, once you check in, you are on a bus within 20 minutes. So today was really good. We were on a bus within 12 minutes. So now we're just sitting here waiting for the bus to kind of fill up a little bit before we head on our way to our resort.
Virginia, you guys excited? We're going to Disney World. I'm very happy and excited for everyone. Our estimate time to the Walt Disney World sign is 30 minutes, then 10 minutes to each resort. After that, there is 4 stops. Other than that, so if you like to enjoy the ride and the movie, and I'll get you guys there quickly and safely so you can start your wonderful vacation. There is also a restroom in the back of the bus.
We are sadly at the end of our trip. So when it comes to catching your Mears Resort bus back to the airport, each of the resorts is going to have a specific, it's going to say an airport shuttle departures sign, and that is where you are going to meet. The same way of how you received your QR code to get on the bus for your arrival day is going to be the same way how you get it going back. 24 hours, you're going to receive an email with your QR code, and that is how you are going to be able to scan and get yourself back to airport and then back to home. If this video is helpful, please give it a like. That lets me know that I'm giving you the information that you're looking for. Consider subscribing as I take you all around Walt Disney World Resort, planning, tips, and everything that you need to know to make your vacation magical. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical day.